Coming up, President Trump just hours away from arriving in Tampa, where he's holding a big rally tonight and who's expected to be there. Plus, new details on yesterday's fatal crash on I-75 in Northport, what troopers said led to a Port Charlotte man's death. And new public art in the middle of a Sarasota roundabout getting some mixed reviews, but who paid for it? Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Happening now, preparations are underway to welcome President Trump about an hour north of the Suncoast in Tampa. This is the president's 36th rally in Florida and his 8th in the Tampa Bay area since he first began his run for the presidency in 2015. ABC 7's Marla Spence joins us now in the studio with a preview of our team coverage of the president's visit. Marla?
Well, Scott, right now, crowds are already lined up in anticipation of President Trump. The commander-in-chief will be landing on Air Force One at the Tampa International Airport a little after 5 o'clock and then gearing up for two big events. First at the Tampa Bay Technical High School and then a rally at the Florida State Fairgrounds. The president plans to speak on recent job growth, the importance for Floridians to vote, and his support for Congressman Ron DeSantis, who is running for governor. The president's rally is expected to draw thousands, including a group from the Suncoast, including them traveling together to support the president's visit. Of course, the demonstrators are also expected to be there as well. 2 busloads of demonstrators are even traveling to Tampa from Sarasota and Manatee counties. The groups plan on bringing signs and shouting chants, trying to bring attention to the Russia investigation, family separation, and environmental issues. We spoke to people from both groups, and this is what they had to say.
Oh, I was so excited, enthusiastic, and of course immediately I did get on the phone and line people to come up, and everybody's real excited to see President Trump. I hope Tampa's ready for us.
I've been in America for 28 years. This is my home. I love this country, and I feel we just all have to stand up and protect the democracy that is our country. I have a 4-year-old daughter. I want to stay in this country. This is my home, and I feel we all have to speak up and be loud.
The roundtable discussion at the Tampa Bay Technical High School will be shortly before 6 o'clock this evening. After that, his rally will begin around 7 tonight at the Florida State Fairgrounds, but doors are expected to open at 4 this afternoon. Now, coming up in the next half hour, we'll have an interview with the White House Deputy Press Secretary Hogan Gidley. And don't forget, we'll also have team coverage of today's rally right here on ABC 7 starting at 4 this afternoon. Scott?
Busy day ahead, absolutely. Thank you, Marla. New details today on a deadly crash that shut down I-75 yesterday for hours near Northport. It happened in the northbound lanes between Kings Highway and Toledo Blade Boulevard exits involving 4 vehicles. 63-year-old Thomas Mikens of Port Charlotte was killed in that crash. Troopers say Mikens hit another vehicle while changing lanes, causing his vehicle to then spin out. A third vehicle then hit his Ford Fiesta. That's when troopers say Mikens got out of the car and the driver of another vehicle, a fourth one, a large SUV, could not stop in time and crashed into Mikens' car, which then hit and killed him. 2 others involved only suffered minor injuries. A Fort Myers family is mourning the death of their daughter who died during a trip overseas to Israel. Family and friends holding a vigil last night for 19-year-old Tanaya Jones, who was on a 7-week exchange program overseas when she and her friends decided to take a midnight swim at a beach in Tel Aviv. Several of the group were caught in a strong current. 2 other students made it back to shore, but Jones did not. The University of Kentucky sophomore was a biology major who had recently been accepted into a pre-med program.
We have good children coming out of our community aspiring to be better and, better their lives. So I just poured into my kids, what was poured into me, and I just wanted her to have a better life for herself.
This isn't the only tragedy the family has endured. Just 8 months ago, her brother was shot and killed. Well, there's plenty of talk about new public art in the middle of a roundabout at Orange Avenue and Ringling Boulevard in downtown Sarasota. Some call it cheerful, while others call it an erector set on a hangover. ABC 7's Ray Collins takes a closer look at the artwork and who paid for it. Ray?
Scott, the city received over 160 options, and in the end, they chose artist Jorge Blanco's Bravo. If you haven't seen it, here it is. The city installed it Sunday on the new roundabout there. We've had plenty of mixed reaction on our website. Some of you like it, others do not like it. It costs $150,000, but the city says tax dollars were not used.
It's paid for through the Public Art Fund, and the Public Art Fund is funded by private developers. As they're doing their projects, they make contributions to the Public Art Fund. So there's no taxpayer money involved with this at all.
Well, the city has already chosen its next roundabout art at Palm and Coconut Avenues. Future projects include US 41 at 10th and 14th Street. Artist submissions are open for those on August 8th at City Hall. Scott?
It's all in the eye of the beholder, right? All right, thank you, Ray. New at noon, local veterans are reacting to the news that the remains of U.S. service members are now on their final journey home from the Korean War. ABC 7's Stephanie Webb joins us from Sarasota National Cemetery.
Thank you, Scott. Well, it was probably one of the best things that came out of that recent summit in Helsinki between President Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Finally, the return of the remains of U.S. soldiers that fought and died in the Korean War. It's a powerful motto in the armed services.
We never leave our brothers or sisters behind. We bring them back. Korea was a situation which we couldn't.
68 years after the Korean War, the remains of what are believed to be 55 American soldiers are now making their last journey home. Now, those remains could be soldiers from here on the Suncoast. And as Army Airborne veteran Ron Angelone says, it is finally a chance for closure.
It'll mean a lot. If family members are here, their grandchildren, their nieces, nephews, it means that they can finally put their hero in the ground and be able to memorialize them. And we will have our soldiers back.
Now, the next step is going to be the longest one. Right now, those remains are at a state-of-the-art military hospital in Hawaii, where they're going to be identified using DNA, dental impressions, and other forensic anthropology tools. It's going to be a long process, but the most important one for all of those families. Back to you in studio, Scott.
All right, Stephanie, thank you. Time now to get a check on our weather. Meteorologist John Scalzi is here now with, I don't know, some broken clouds, but no rain.
So far, we've had some drizzle this morning, early, before you got up.
Okay. I didn't see it, yeah.
No, we had some, during our Good Morning Suncoast, we had a few scattered areas of patchy drizzle for the most part. Nothing significant.
Yeah.
But we do have the potential of some heavy rain a little bit later on this afternoon, I think, with a little more daytime heating. The one thing that could kill the forecast is, as Scott alluded to, the fact that we don't have a lot of sunshine out there. Lakewood Ranch webcam put into motion shows, no real peaks at the sun. I thought we'd see a little bit of sun sneaking through, but it's really not happening all that much. Maybe as we head into the next couple of hours, we might see a little bit, and as we do, we won't take much to get this very unstable atmosphere ready to produce showers and thunderstorms. We've got a lot of moisture in the air, and if we get some thunderstorms going, I'm certain that we'll get a lot of heavy rainfall as well under those thunderstorms. Plenty of lightning out there in the Gulf. It's been persistent and ongoing throughout the early morning pre-dawn hours right up until present. And temperatures are running just about where they did yesterday. So I'm pretty sure that we're going to see those showers and thunderstorms build once again. And the rainfall futurecast does suggest that we'll have some pockets of some fairly heavy rainfall, particularly in inland areas along rivers and streams that are already at bankful and in minor flood stage. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in a few, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. New developments out of North Korea, where the country may be building new long-range missiles, just a week after it appeared it was dismantling missile engine test sites. ABC's Maggie Rulli has the latest as intelligence agencies question the North Korea regime.
Despite President Trump declaring there is no longer a nuclear threat from North Korea after his historic summit with Kim Jong-un, there's new evidence that the threat from North Korea is far from over. In June, Kim promised full denuclearization, but according to U.S. intelligence cited in the Washington Post, these new satellite images show the construction of one or possibly two liquid-fueled intercontinental ballistic missiles. They're seen at the same facility on the outskirts of Pyongyang, where North Korea built its first ICBMs, believed capable of reaching as far as Washington, D.C. And that's not all. Secretary of State Pompeo confirming just days ago the North Koreans are still producing the material needed to create nuclear warheads.
North Korea continues to produce fissile material, nuclear bomb material. Is that correct?
Senator, I'm trying to make sure I stay on the correct. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Just trying to make sure I don't cross into classified information. I'm not trying to hesitate. Yes, they continue to produce fissile material.
On Monday, the president said he was making progress with the regime.
We met, as you know, with Chairman Kim, and you haven't had a missile fired off in 9 months. We got our prisoners back. So many things have happened so positive.
But now experts are warning there are clear signs of deception on the part of North Korea. Now, other satellite images show that North Korea may be dismantling an Incheon test site, but experts say it could be just all for show since that one's not really needed to continue production. The real problem, they say, is that we have no one on the ground to verify anything. Maggie Bruley, ABC News, New York.
And to get the latest breaking news across the world and here at home, as well as your first alert weather forecast, we invite you to download our apps. You can find them in your app store under WWSB or My Suncoast. Still to come in your Suncoast News, why new research suggests drinking too much water during exercise can actually make you sick. And then later, the amazing story of a woman who helped save a lost dog that was hurt on the side of a mountain. The story coming up.
A home can be much more than just a house. But for some of our neighbors, home means uncertainty and isolation. At Rebuilding Together, we turn houses into homes and revitalize our communities. Because a neighborhood is more than just houses and streets. It's familiar faces and open arms. Join the movement to ensure everyone can live in a safe home and community. Become a rebuilder today.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
How do you open tough jar lids? Do you try this one? Or this one? Or how about this one?
Honey?
This is the future. Shouldn't there be a robot for this by now? There is. Introducing RoboTwist, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids. Just set it down, press the button, and watch it work. First, the RoboStrong vise locks down tight. Then the powerful twisting action unscrews the lid. RoboTwist is yours for the special introductory price of just $19.99. That's right, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids, all for just $19.99. Whether the jar is big or small, RoboTwist can open them all. Supplies are limited, so don't delay. Here's how to get yours today.
Call 1-800-347-1073. That's 1-800-347-1073 or order online at buyrobotwist.com.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So good chance of rain this afternoon. Rain chance at about 60-70%. Some of the rain could be heavy. What's the fly in the ointment in this forecast? What could happen that would make it go wrong? Well, the cloud cover. That's about the only thing I can see. The cloud cover could hold down the heating sufficiently that we don't get the updrafts that would create these showers and thunderstorms. But I think we're well on the way to reaching that point where we'll be able to do that. And with 84 degrees, the current air temperature, and a dew point now at 76, the atmosphere is very unstable, and all it needs is a little kicker to get it going. And I think that will come in the form of a little bit more heating, and then that little bit of a sea breeze trying to build and a southeasterly wind colliding with it. All of those things adding up together to give us good chances of rain. South wind coming in at about 9 right now. 3 p.m. rain chance, probably 60% or better. We'll have a temperature of about 87 degrees, and we'll watch some of the rain that's produced be heavy rain as well. So watch for that. And then as we head into the evening hours, I think we'll taper things off. The character of the rains today, as opposed to yesterday, slightly different. I don't think the rains will be as steady and linger as long. I think there'll be a little bit more cellular nature. The coverage won't be quite as great, but they'll be around, and they will produce some heavy rain at times. 10% chance of rain if we get into midnight, and tomorrow morning maybe some showers around again. So this is our future cast, and it's pointing to some fairly heavy rainfall at around 3 p.m., mostly in inland areas, I think. And then as we go into the evening hours, things kind of wind down as the heating of the day begins to dissipate, and we're left with some cloudy skies overnight. We'll do it all again tomorrow. Showers out in Gulf waters and thunderstorms as well have been rather persistent throughout the day today. A southeasterly wind flow continues to bring that moisture up, and we can already see some of the convergence creating old boundaries and forming new boundaries for showers to build and gradually drift in this direction. Right now, Hardee and DeSoto will be the first place that gets the rainfall, followed by coastal areas of Sarasota, Manatee County, Charlotte County joining in the mix as well. We've got lots of lightning pops out here in the Gulf, and we'll see them over land as well later this afternoon. And we have numerous locations where some of our rivers have exceeded bankful and have warnings for them. That's what these little green lines are. They're kind of tracing out the areas of area rivers where there are issues. And if you want the complete details on the timeline for that flooding and when the waters will recede, well, you can go to our website, mysuncoast.com. I've posted the little graphics that will show you exactly those things. Areas around Hidden River need to pay attention to that, as does Peace River Estates. 10-knot winds this afternoon and into the evening. Numerous showers and thunderstorms. Look for a daytime high of about 87, 60% chance of showers today and tomorrow. Good chances of rain. Then maybe some slightly drier air filters in. And over the weekend, we can reduce our rain chances a little bit down to maybe 40%. Get a little bit more sunshine as well as we head into possibly even Friday, but certainly into the weekend. And then next week, we'll up the rain chance just a little. Scott?
John, thank you. In Health Smart, we all know there are times when it's possible to have too much of a good thing. And new research shows it is possible to drink too much water while exercising. Sodium levels can become dangerously low if your body can't process all the fluids you take in. This can lead to water intoxication. Water is still the best option to stay hydrated, but flavoring drops and those powders can make the water more palatable. So the best test for dehydration is just your thirst. Researchers say to drink when you're thirsty, as this is the most reliable indicator of when your body needs fluid. Happening today, this is National Avocado Day. Whether you prefer your avocado on toast, in guacamole, or even in ice cream, the superfood is great for you. Avocados contain healthy fats that can help your complexion and your waistline. Speaking of avocados, let's head over to the kitchen and say hello to JR from JR's Old Packing House Cafe in Sarasota. Welcome back, JR. What are you cooking on this National Avocado Day?
We're cooking stuffed chicken breast with avocado. I made a avocado with red onion, cilantro, and tomatoes for the stuffing, and then we made a mango salsa on the other end.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes, B, console her,
don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
They are the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. But what does it take to bridge the distance and keep them connected to family, home, and country? What does it take to strengthen our service members so they can be the greatest force for good in the world? It takes a force. Be a force behind the forces. Give today at force.uso.org.
New at noon, a hiker's being hailed a hero today after risking her life to save a dog that wasn't even her own. ABC's Adrienne Bankert shows us the harrowing ordeal and why the woman carried the injured 55-pound animal down a mountain to safety.
Come here. Single mother of three, Tia Vargas, was hiking down an 11,000-foot summit when she spotted this guy. Boomer, a 55-pound English Springer Spaniel, limping down the mountain after a terrible accident. Boomer's family had searched all day and night, but couldn't find him, and he was all alone.
He ran and he slipped on some snow and he fell 100 feet, and then he rolled 200 feet.
Tia picked him up and began carrying him on her shoulders through rough terrain. At one point, she put Boomer on her lap and slid down a snowy slope. In tears, unable to take one more step, she almost gave up. But after a silent prayer, she made it with Boomer in her arms. 6 miles down the mountain. After hearing of her compassion, the family who was separated from Boomer decided to give him to Tia and her kids.
We prayed that, for a miracle.
Happy that he got a good family. My girls begged me for a dog, and I told them that he would pretty much have to be dropped in my lap and already trained, and he's all that.
How about that? That was Adrienne Bankert reporting. Vargas is now recovering at home with a dislocated foot and torn ligaments, but she says it's all worth it to have Boomer by her side. All right, back to the kitchen now. John is there with JR from JR's Old Packing House Cafe.
And I tell you what, Scott, this recipe sounds like it's going to be awesome. I love avocado. They're really tasty right now. What you got for us, JR?
I'm going to start it over here, and then I'm going to prep it over here. But okay. I start it like this, and I use toothpicks. With the frills on it so you can actually see them. The other thing is when you you pound your chicken breast out nice and flat, and then you stuff it with your avocado. And I used fresh Mexican cheese, the Fresca cheese.
That's good
quite
stuff.
Yummy. Yeah, quite yummy. And it blends well, and it's not too pungent, so it doesn't take away from the dish. This is that concept right there. And you take the other chicken breast, or like that one, I just used one, but
making a chicken sandwich.
Pretty much, but because of the viewing thing. Now, when you do this, you just pick it up, if you possibly can, and you just make sure the toothpicks are on the outside so you can see them. And yes, we want to soak them in water so they don't burn. And then as you get to the chicken that's cooking over there, you'll notice that it'll turn white. And that just means you get to turn it over. And you just keep going. And it keeps, if you've done a good job, it doesn't matter, you got plenty more to eat. So you can just put the toothpicks on the outside like so. And that way, you know to take them out before you eat.
What'd you put in the avocado salad over there?
Oh, we have red onions, cilantro, fresh avocado, we got the cheese, a little bit of olive oil, some salt and pepper, and they just let it sit for a little bit. Oh, a little lemon juice and a little bit of lime juice. See how it gets?
I'll be your sous chef. How's that?
See how it gets? You'll start to notice the colors change on the chicken breast, and that way you know you're going in the right direction.
Okay. Do you finish this off in the oven?
You could, or you could just cook it a little slower.
Okay.
And it'll cook off a little nice. And then the toothpicks are placed on the outside, facing out. I like the frill ones because I have them. First of all. Second of all, make sure you can pull them so you see them. So that's the basic concept on that.
Nice. It's got about 30 seconds left.
Then on the mango salsa, we got the fresh mangoes coming off our trees, red onions, cilantro, chopped jalapenos. I like a little bit of honey to make it sweeter because it counteracts the jalapenos because I like jalapenos.
Yummy.
And then you're done. And hopefully when you get all done, it looks similar to that. And I just use some jasmine rice and some black beans, some tostones to cover it up. I love scallions, so I'll put a little scallions on top. The cheese is, that fresh cheese, just chop it up, like makes it look like feta when we're all done.
Sounds absolutely delicious. And I want to remind everyone the recipe's on our website, mysuncoast.com. Click on the dining button, it'll take you right there. JR's Packing House. JR, thank you so very much. Boom. We'll be right back.
Temperatures are rising and the deals are heating up during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota. Get KBB's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for just $23,999. Or save big and get the new Chrysler 300 Touring with an MSRP over $30,000 for just $21,999. That's a savings of over $8,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota today.
According to a new survey by U.S. News & World Report, 3 of Alabama's top 4 hotels and resorts are part of the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail Resort Collection. The Grand Hotel Marriott Resort in Point Clear, the Battle House Renaissance Mobile Hotel and Spa, and the Renaissance Birmingham Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa. Hey, we didn't invent Southern hospitality, we just offer more of it. Visit rtjgolf.com/resorts to find out more.
How do you open tough jar lids? Do you try this one? Or this one? Or how about this one?
Honey?
This is the future. Shouldn't there be a robot for this by now? There is. Introducing RoboTwist, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids. Just set it down, press the button, and watch it work. First, the RoboStrong vise locks down tight. Then the powerful twisting action unscrews the lid. RoboTwist is yours for the special introductory price of just $19.99. That's right, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids, all for just $19.99. Whether the jar is big or small, RoboTwist can open them all. Supplies are limited, so don't delay. Here's how to get yours today.
Call 1-800-347-1073. That's 1-800-347-1073. Or order online at buyrobotwist.com.
I just need a second.
Is your weight holding you back and affecting your health?
Did you see this? Your cousin had a heart attack.
Really?
Excess weight or obesity can be serious, but you can do something about it. Visit yourweightmatters.org. Download the free toolkit to prepare you to speak with a healthcare provider. Your weight does matter. Accept the challenge and take charge today. Visit yourweightmatters.org.
In life after the military, it's our duty as veterans to have each other's back. I'm retired Colonel Greg Gatson, and it's my mission to help you get the benefits and services you've earned. If you need to file a VA claim, remember these important steps. Submit an online claim through ebenefits.va.gov. Work with an accredited Veteran Service Organization, or VSO. And if you need to attend a VA claim exam, please go. Visit this website to learn what to expect.
Coming up, why President Trump will visit a Tampa Bay area high school this afternoon. Plus, what caused an entire police force to resign, why they say the working conditions are just not safe. And a trio of shark thieves accused of using a baby stroller to get the fish out of a Texas aquarium.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. In just a few hours, President Trump is scheduled to land in Tampa for a voter rally. Right now, the Secret Service is conducting a security sweep at the Florida State Fairgrounds to make sure the event goes smoothly tonight, beginning at 7. President Trump's visit comes just a month before Florida's primary. The president is here to back Republican candidates, including Congressman Ron DeSantis, who's running for Florida governor. Joining me, House Deputy Press Secretary, live outside the White House there. Thanks so much for joining us today, Hogan.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for the time.
Well, President Trump was going to be traveling to Tampa this afternoon. His first stop will be at Tampa Bay Technical High School. He's going to lead a roundtable discussion there, as I'm told. What are they going to be talking about? And then who are some of the stakeholders who will be sitting at that table today?
Well, the Perkins legislation is one of the things they're going to be talking about. Listen, this was passed back in 2009, but wasn't renewed for obvious reasons. I think partly because the economy was doing so poorly under the last administration. But this president came in and made workforce development a major priority. And one of the reasons why is because he knew he could turn the economy around. He's done just that. We've seen millions of jobs created. Manufacturing jobs are coming back. And Florida, quite frankly, is one of the leaders in vocational jobs out there, because you guys are one of the leaders in infrastructure with the road projects and the railway projects that are occurring across the Sunshine State. And so, in fact, right now, there are more job vacancies than there are people to fill them. One of the reasons why is because so many workers out there lack the skills needed, the skill sets to further their own futures. And so this president came in and said, we've got to re-up Perkins. He's done that. It block grants $1 billion back to the states. Listen, what works in Colorado doesn't work in California. What works in Maine doesn't work in Mississippi. And so that money goes right back to the states, because they know best at the local level how to best train their workers for the jobs in those states. Florida is no different, and now they're going to have some money to go out there and try and train some of the workers, retrain some of the workers at a vocational level so they can get to work and help this economy even more.
Hogan Gidley, White House Deputy Press Secretary, thanks so much for your time today. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Hopefully Florida will have a little bit better weather than here in D.C. It's a little rainy and overcast today.
Been the same down here as well. Thank you, sir. And stay with ABC 7 throughout the day for team coverage of the president's visit to Tampa. Our special coverage begins on ABC 7 News at 4 and online at mysuncoast.com, and check out our Facebook page as well. Happening today, one of the Supreme Court's crucial swing votes is officially retiring. Justice Anthony Kennedy has been a member of the High Court for more than 30 years, calling being a part of it the greatest honor he's ever received. Kennedy's departure leaves a vacant seat, which has already turned into a hot-button issue as President Trump and the GOP moves to fill Kennedy's spot before the midterm elections. But Democrats argue Republicans should wait until after those November midterm elections before any decision is made. Jury selection begins in the trial of former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort. Manafort facing charges including bank fraud and tax evasion, and has pleaded not guilty. This is the first of 2 trials for Manafort. The second trial, scheduled for September, involves allegations he acted as an unregistered foreign agent for Ukrainian interests. None of the charges are related to his work with President Trump. Florida's Legislative Black Caucus wants to change the state's Stand Your Ground law. This after the shooting death of a man who pushed another man to the ground earlier this month in a Clearwater parking lot. The Black Caucus says new legislation will aim to address the confusion in the law that resulted in the Pinellas County Sheriff declining to press any charges for now in that shooting. The mayor of Tallahassee, who is also running for governor, wants Governor Rick Scott to declare a state of emergency over this law.
We know that Stand Your Ground as it exists in this state has created the opportunity for people to take into their own hands a decision to be judge, jury, and executioner.
Democratic legislators have to get at least 20 members of the legislature to support that request, and then the more challenging part begins, and that's getting 3/5 support in both the state's Republican-controlled House and Senate. In Massachusetts, an entire police department resigned overnight. The group says it all has to do with the poor conditions they're working in, with cruisers that barely run, expired bulletproof vests that don't even fit the officers. They also say the police radios don't work in many parts of town, making it unsafe for officers, especially at night. So now all 4 officers in that department have resigned, and they do not plan on coming back to work. Caught on camera, police in Texas are looking for 3 people who stole a shark from an aquarium by sneaking it out in a baby stroller. Surveillance video shows the 3 inside the San Antonio Aquarium looking at the open-air horn shark exhibit. But these 3 didn't just touch the fish, they grabbed the shark by the tail and then took off. It seemed like they had it all planned out from the start.
A lot of dogs and cats stolen, but never a shark. They took the shark and put it into a wet blanket and threw it in a stroller and left with it. This is definitely somebody who knows what they're doing, what they had, and then when they're specifically for that shark.
Well, thankfully, the story does have a happy ending. The shark was found alive and is now back home in the aquarium. Police are now interviewing a person of interest, and the suspects will be charged with theft, possibly facing federal charges as well. Man.
Bizarre story.
It is. It is. All right. John Scalzi is back with kind of another gloomy day. We've had, Monday wasn't that great either.
No, not at all. In fact, we had some very heavy rainfall in places, over 3-inch rainfalls in Lakewood Ranch.
Wow.
So that's impressive. Most places saw under 1 inch.
Yep.
But, still enough rainfall that many of our area rivers and creeks are now at minor flood stage. So we don't really need any more heavy rain, and we're probably going to see some today. Lakewood Ranch webcam shows the cloud cover that's been around. This has been kind of the case all across the Sun Coast, this kind of cloud cover. We haven't seen a lot in the way of sunshine. A few breaks, perhaps, over the course of the next couple of hours may lead to more activity as we head into the second half of the day. We'll see showers and thunderstorms begin to build. 60% chance of those storms. Some of them are going to produce some heavy rainfall. We've had persistent showers out in the Gulf, and boaters be aware of that. They're not going anywhere. Those showers will be around throughout the afternoon, and some of them are thunderstorms as well. So that is a potential hazard. Of course, the thunderstorms causing seas to be much higher in the vicinity of those downdrafts. We're looking at a red tide report that came in from Mote Marine showing, well, not particularly great conditions on the Sun Coast here. We have 2 locations for intense amounts of red tide irritant in the air. One Siesta Key, the other down at Gasparilla. Most other places are looking at areas that are in the very least low potentials. Only the northernmost beaches are so far immune from that, it seems. We are looking at probably about a 60% to 70% chance of showers through the afternoon. That decreases as we head into the evening. We'll talk about the days ahead coming up in a few, Scott.
Thank you, John. The death toll continues to rise out west, where wildfires are still raging today. The vicious Carr fire was sparked by a vehicle fire last Monday. It's destroyed hundreds of buildings and is still threatening thousands of others. Although fire officials announced crews have stopped some of the fire's growth, they're concerned high temperatures, low humidity, and stronger winds could fan the flames again today. Evacuation orders are still in place for thousands of people as crews work to stop the explosive and deadly fire. Florida is sending more firefighters to help battle those California fires. The State Forest Service deploying a 12-member team from North Florida to bring 5 brush trucks to the effort. The team is expected to arrive in California later today. The state already sent 20 firefighters last week to help suppress the fire in the Sierra National Forest. Take a look at this. Satellite images are showing smoke from both the Carr fire near Redding, California, and the Ferguson fire near Yosemite National Park. The California governor has issued a state of emergency due to the increased wildfire risk throughout that state. Happening in Florida, Senator Bill Nelson is calling for a federal investigation into the company behind the recent SunPass system upgrade and the ensuing issues for customers. Nelson and Michigan Senator Gary Peters want the Federal Trade Commission to investigate conduit state and local solutions. Florida transportation officials blame the company for an upgrade to the system, which resulted in delayed and inaccurate charges to SunPass customers. SunPass suspended posting charges in June for what was supposed to be only a week, but charges did not resume posting until a month later. The request from senators says the company has burdened consumers with unneeded toll charges. Here in the Sun Coast, the superintendent of Sarasota County Schools is calling for a criminal investigation against the principal of a Manatee County charter school. The school board wants to know why Principal Eddie Hundley from Lincoln Memorial Academy gave a positive recommendation for Quentin Peterson, the teacher who's currently under investigation for inappropriate behavior with students. Peterson was arrested this spring on possession of child pornography charges and was also being investigated in Manatee County. Happening today, Manatee County breaking ground on a new elementary school. It will be named in honor of local educator Barbara Harvey. It will be located just off Moccasin Waller Road in Parrish. 800 students will attend that new school, and it's scheduled to open next August. Florida's annual back-to-school sales tax holiday kicks off Friday and runs through Sunday. That means no sale tax on clothes, shoes up to $60 an item, and certain school supplies up to $15. You can find a complete list of supplies that are included in this year's tax holiday on our website, mysuncoast.com. And the city of Sarasota is looking to hire new employees as it gets ready to take on the operation and maintenance of 5 parks and recreation areas. For years, the county had taken care of the city parks, but now the city is looking for qualified people to become part of the Parks and Recreation team. Positions range from landscape professionals to lifeguards, and jobs are available at Payne Park, Arlington Park, and the Robert Taylor Community Complex, among others. Still to come in your Suncoast News, how you can help cut down the cost of your electric bill when you're trying to keep cool this summer.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Clogged pores are disgusting. Introducing Dermasuction, the easy way to suck that yuck out of your pores. Dermasuction removes blackheads and dirt from your pores. Just look at everything it extracts. The secret's the gentle vacuum action. Watch as Dermasuction extracts so much yuck, leaving your skin feeling clean and youthful.
The gunk that had been pulled out, I was pretty horrified, but better in the Dermasuction than on my face.
It's almost addictive because you can see all this stuff coming out of your skin that you don't even really know is there.
Call now to order your Dermasuction for just $19.99. We'll also include our small and large body probes, the Sonic Microdermabrasion probe, and the handy travel case, all absolutely free. Order now and you can double the offer. Just pay a separate fee. You can get all this, but you have to order now.
Call 1-800-213-9301. That's 1-800-213-9301 or visit dermasuction.com. So call 1-800-213-9301 now.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system could make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now, SoClean.com has released the world's first automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer, risk-free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
The SoClean works, and it's a really effective product, and I couldn't believe how easy it was to use.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks, destroying CPAP germs and bacteria without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and walk away. Voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited-time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398, or visit SoClean.com today.
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
84 degrees the air temperature. We have a dew point value of 76. That's high. That's really a muggy air mass sitting over the state of Florida. I don't know why the icon is showing sunshine out there. We got a lot of cloud cover. Maybe a break in the clouds here and there, but definitely not sunny skies. 93 is our heat index. So we have a 60% chance of rainfall today. And some of that rainfall could be heavy at times, not necessarily over the same places that saw the heavy rain yesterday. There'll be kind of a hit and miss sort of variety storms. You know how they are in the summer, thunderstorms. They have about a 10-mile radius. So if you're under that 10 miles, you could get some pretty heavy rainfall. If you're not, you might end up with a ½ inch of rainfall this afternoon. And it won't be as widespread as it was yesterday, I don't think, but some of the storms could contain some gusty winds and certainly lightning as well. As we head into the evening, the rain shower chances trend down as the daytime heating starts to wane, and we'll be left with an overnight 10% chance of an isolated shower. Now, the Severe Storms Prediction Center again today puts us in a thunderstorm risk. That's the lightest blue-green category there. Blue-green, I guess it is, but not a severe weather threat. And there's nothing in the forecast that looks like it could produce severe weather today. As far as rainfall totals go, though, you can see that some locations are showing rainfall amounts in excess of 2.5 inches. That is a possibility here with some of these heavier rainfalls that come along the coastline, more like about a ½ inch rainfall. But we'll see how it plays out. Don't pay too much attention to the location of that 3-inch rainfall. Pay more attention to the fact that that 3-inch rainfall exists in our area. Could be about anywhere, but the fact of the matter is there could be some heavy rains. Out in Gulf waters, the rains have been persistent and will continue to be so throughout the afternoon. Lightning pops out there. Not a whole lot occurring over our area quite yet. Punta Gorda coming in with one brief shower currently. Lots of lightning out in Gulf waters, and I suspect we'll see a few of those lightning pops starting to occur within the next couple of hours over land. We have a trough of low pressure back to the west. We have this high pressure ridge back to the east. And the combination of those two features, while not directly influencing our weather, does give us a channel of moisture rising up from the south that brings us that unstable air mass and leads to, once again today, good chances of showers and thunderstorms. That'll be the case again tomorrow, I think. Maybe by the weekend, we'll get some drier air in here, which will limit the amount of rainfall that we get over the weekend. South wind for boaters, turning a little more southeasterly during the overnight. 2-foot seas, light chop. But as I just showed you, numerous showers and thunderstorms out in the Gulf. So the forecast looks like this. Today, tomorrow, 60% chance of rainfall and sometimes heavy rainfall. Coming in mostly in the afternoons and early evening, but a morning shower chance is not out of the question. We have more of a southeasterly wind flow right now. That'll linger for a couple of days. Cloud cover keeping the temperatures down. By Thursday, maybe a little bit more sunshine in the forecast. Same thing true on Friday. And then over the weekend, that drier air reduces rain chances to about 40%. Scott?
Thank you, John. In consumer news, with the summer heat, your energy bill is likely soaring. Karen Caifa has some easy ways to cut your cost in today's Consumer Watch.
It's summertime, and chances are you're running the air conditioner around the clock just to stay comfortable. And if the cost of cooling off in the middle of summer has you sweating, we have you covered. Besides keeping the AC at 78 degrees Fahrenheit, here are 3 tips to keep cooling costs low. Number 1, change the filters. This is likely the easiest air conditioning maintenance you can do, and yet it's not done often enough. Number 2, clean the coils on the outside unit. This is especially important if you don't use a cover because dirt, mud, and debris can clog up the unit and make it work sluggishly. Also, make sure the concrete slab is level. If it's not, the unit will work harder to keep your house cool. And number 3, check the ductwork for leaks. Sealing leaky ducts can lead to major savings on cooling and heating. Experts say look for disconnected joints, separated pieces, and small holes in the ductwork. You can seal them yourself or hire a professional. Stay cool. For Consumer Watch, I'm Karen Caifa.
More trouble today for MoviePass, the company that lets people see several movies a month for just under $10. It had outages over the weekend, just as some subscribers were trying to see the latest Mission Impossible movie. This comes a few days after the service stopped temporarily because it ran out of cash. Uber is shutting down its self-driving trucks unit, but the rideshare company says it's not giving up on its autonomous cars fleet. Uber notified workers with the truck program about the shutdown, and those employees are expected to be reassigned. The venture into the self-driving vehicles hasn't been a smooth one for Uber. The program was first suspended after a pedestrian was hit and killed by an autonomous car in Arizona earlier this year. USF fans could be waiting longer than they thought for a new football stadium on campus. A consulting firm called Convention Sports and Leisure International is suggesting the Bulls stay at Raymond James Stadium for now, or at least until they can raise enough money to pay for the stadium the school wants, and instead move the focus to a proposed $40 million football center.
The feedback also says if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right, and that's going to take more steps in the process. For me, we have to first better fund our athletic budgets as a whole, so we got to create revenue sources for that. We have to build the U.S. Football Center, and then we can look at this as an aspirational goal.
The current football stadium rendering the athletic department wants to build would cost more than $200 million. Still to come in your Suncoast News, why comedian Kevin Hart is banning cell phones from his stand-up concerts nationwide.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease a new Subaru Impreza today for just $155 a month. Or get 0% financing with zero down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Find out first at 4 on the Suncoast with ABC 7 News at 4. ABC 7 News at 4 starts with a detailed look at your first alert weather forecast to help you plan and prepare. We give you a fresh, fast-paced rundown of the day's top stories and videos, including breaking news, live updates, and traffic hotspots, all at a new, more convenient time. Find out first at 4, weekdays on ABC 7.
Dear parents, it's time for a pop quiz. What's the best kind of play for kids? Play that makes us think? Or helps us pretend? Or teaches us rules? Or to be creative? Actually, every kind of play is important because different kinds of play give us different kinds of skills. Help us mix up the ways we play. Okay, class dismissed. Now go play.
Coming up on the all-new ABC 7 News at 4, an overwhelming stench caused by red tide is leaving people in Englewood and Venice asking for ways to find relief. Plus, scientists off the coast of Hawaii have discovered a never-before-seen hybrid sea creature. We hope you'll join us this afternoon for ABC 7 News at 4. In entertainment news, actors stick up for their director. A movie switches jungles and the dude is back. David Daniel has all that in today's Hollywood Minute.
What were you thinking? The Guardians of the Galaxy want their director back. The Guardians cast has issued an open letter in support of writer-director James Gunn. Disney fired Gunn from Guardians 3 after conservative blogs pointed out old tweets in which Gunn joked about pedophilia and molestation. Gunn apologized, as he had in the past, and accepted the decision. The cast letter notes the Guardians films are about misfits who find redemption, adding, "The theme of redemption has never been more relevant than now."
The jungle is no longer safe for you.
Mowgli is fleeing the big screen jungle. Director Andy Serkis's dark take on the Jungle Book stories was set to hit theaters in October, but Warner Brothers has sold the rights to the streaming service Netflix, which plans to release the movie globally next year.
I am not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude.
And the dude abides. The Big Lebowski is marking its 20th anniversary by returning to theaters. Nearly 700 U.S. cinemas will screen the Coen brothers noir comedy classic on Sunday, August 5th and Wednesday, August 8th. So you don't even have to roll on Shabbos. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Comedian Kevin Hart is banning cell phones from his stand-up shows, including the one scheduled for this Saturday at Amalie Arena in Tampa. Hart says cell phones and anything else that lets you talk, tweet, or text should be left at home. Hart isn't the first comic to ban cell phones at his shows. Dave Chappelle, Tracy Morgan, Chris Rock have already blocked them for quite some time. Actor Alan Alda has revealed he's been living with Parkinson's disease for several years. The now 82-year-old MASH star said he's maintained a full, active lifestyle since being diagnosed 3.5 years ago. Alda says he's going public now because he wants to get ahead of the story and doesn't want it cast in a sad light. Legendary game show host Alex Trebek may be looking to retire from Jeopardy in the next couple of years. Trebek mentioned it during a recent interview, saying there's a 50-50 chance he'll return to the game show after his contract expires in 2020. Trebek has been at the helm of Jeopardy since 1984. Can't imagine it with anyone else leading that show. Well, finally, a homeless web developer is sorting through hundreds of job offers, all thanks to the power of the internet. David Caceres recently stood on a Silicon Valley street corner with a sign that read, "Homeless, hungry for success, take a resume." So a woman took a picture of him and shared his story on Twitter, where it quickly went viral. Caceres now says he has gotten messages from Netflix, Apple, Amazon, and other companies to come work for them. How about that? That's pretty cool.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he'd never expected that kind of viral take on his attempt to find work.
We see it every day, don't we? One photo is shared and amazing things happen.
It is incredible.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great day ahead. We hope to see you again at 4 o'clock.